Welcome back after your long break of, you had Friday off and Monday. So we're going to get started today understanding the statistical process. So anytime you have lots of information, we call that statistics. And this is just going to kind of get us started because first, before we can do anything, analyze the data, the numbers, we have to know what is your statistical question. So we're going to warm up here on page M57. And we're going to kind of review our memory here and see if I can get my device to work. It will not draw. Let's see, is maybe my pen. Oh, fabulous. My pen is no longer wanting to work. Oh, isn't that great? Okay, I'm going to try to do my best with this just with my clicker because I don't know what happened to my pen. Mrs. White asked 25 sixth graders in her class, how many pets do typical sixth graders in our class have? Okay. Miss White summarized the responses, number of students and how many pets. So there was 8 kids who said, hey, look, I don't have any pets. I've got 10 students who said, I have 1. 4 students said they had 2. 2 students had 3. And then 1 student actually had, oh my goodness, 38 pets. I do not want to be in that house with 38 pets. How many pets does each sixth grader in Miss White's class own? How did you make your decision? Well, this is 8 of them have 0. So if we were going to list out the data would be the number of pets. We would have to list 8 zeros because 8 kids said 0 pets. Okay. We can see how many total students there are by adding up all of these that answered the question. Okay, so 18, 24. So she has 25 kids. I just quickly added that up in my head. Okay, let's move on. Our learning goals are to recognize and design statistical questions. The reason why I wanted to touch on this is because we're going to kind of do a project-based learning thing towards the end of the year, and it's going to be you collecting data on a statistical question. Okay, so we gotta learn the foundations here. This is a foundational skill right here. Analyzing distributions. We'll get to our target eventually, but right now we are laying the groundwork. Okay, we're doing our level 2.0 work. Explain the statistical questions are those involving multiple answers that have some chance of varying, and we're going to determine whether or not it's statistical. Now, varying means you're going to get different answers. Okay, if it can't be a yes or no question, it has to involve multiple answers, meaning there could be several different choices. It's not a yes or no question. It's not a one. Okay, so think about it. How many people would you have to ask this question? You can't just ask one person. It's something that you would ask a whole group of people. Some of our vocabulary, variability, is it changing? Data, those numbers. We're going to be really honing in this lesson on the statistical question. Okay, we'll get to the rest of the stuff later. Is it statistical or not? That's our big idea today. Have you ever wondered how much money do professional athletes make? Or how long are the books assigned to sixth graders? If so, you have asked a statistical question. They have more than one answer. Let's see. We are going to cut up questions provided at the end. Now, I'm going to show you what to do here in just a minute. We're not really going to be cutting. You're just going to be answering, okay? What I want to make sure you understand is there is some important vocabulary here. In statistics, variability means that the value of the attribute being studied can change from person to person. That means if you ask me how tall I am, it might be different than if you ask the next person. If we're all going to give you the same answer, then it's not variable. There's no changing answer. Data, categories, numbers, or observations gathered in response to a statistical question. These are the numbers or the information that you're asking. That would be these right here, the number of pets. That's what we gathered. Okay, now this is going to make sense to you here in just a minute. Go to page M57. 18. Okay, I want you to think about these questions, and you're going to write yes or no. I'll try to write that. Yes, it does have a variability to it, or no. Okay, now I have more practice for a statistical question. Okay, this right now is just for you to kind of get an idea and see where you're at. What is your favorite sport? Think about it. Are your answers going to be different, or are they all going to be the same? Okay, so that's step number one. You're going to pause this video and tell me yes or no. Could it be a statistical question? I'm going to try to write that on here. Very slow without my pen. Or is it not? Okay, see what you can do. Pause the video and then come back. Okay, I hope you guys did great with that. Remember, raise your hand and let me check, at least to verify that you tried. Our next vocabulary word on page M58 is, what is a statistical question? It's a question that anticipates an answer based on data that vary. Okay? So you're going to look at your questions and say, which one of them would be statistical? And how do you know? Remember, varied answers that are different. That's what you're looking for. Okay, let's move on and learn a little bit more about our statistical questions. The statistical process has 4 components. That means there's 4 things that we're looking for. We got to formulate or come up with the question. These are steps you guys are going to be doing for our end project. You have to collect the numbers. So you're going to be asking people and writing it down. You're going to analyze the data, the numbers that you get, and I'm going to show you how to do that in graphs and with numbers. And then you're going to interpret the results. What does it mean? What are these graphs telling me? What's the point of collecting the data? Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's take a quick break. Okay, somebody had to ask me a question, so I had to jump up. Analyze the questions posed by Bianca and Rajan. So what clubs am I in? How many students are in the chess club? And Rajan is asking, what clubs do my classmates belong to? How many members do the clubs at my school have? So we're explaining why Bianca's questions are not statistical. Do you guys see the thumb up, thumb down? So they're giving us the answer. I want you to think about why Bianca would not be statistical. Write it down, show it to me. Pause the video. Now you're going to repeat the process for Rajan. I want to see you're on the right track. Why are these considered statistical? Write me an answer and then show me. And I cannot get this thing to highlight. Technical difficulties. There we go. Okay, do your best. Raise your hand. Let me read your answer. Okay. Answering a statistical question requires collecting variable data. Okay, you will learn about 2 types of data. We're going to cover these words and then I'm going to be done for today. Okay, and I want you to practice recognizing statistical questions. Categorical is qualitative. Okay, that's kind of like looking at a quality, is how I remember. A quality is either soft, maybe scratchy, however you want to think about that. Okay, so be thinking about that. Okay, sorry about that. I got interrupted again. So quality, I guess that's why I don't record at school. Piece of data that fits into exactly one of several different groups. So color, red, orange, yellow, green. Favorite sport, basketball, softball, soccer. Quantitative is numbers. Okay, so it would be, how tall are you? That's going to be a number answer. What's your age? That's going to be a number answer. Okay, that's our big ticket items for today. I don't want to overwhelm you. I have a practice worksheet of some questions that you can look at for practice. So let me know when you get done with this and we'll take it from there.